Good day, dear students. How are you getting on? Today we'll talk with you about academic writing. So, what is academic writing? Communication begins when we make an initial choice to speak or to record our ideas in writing. Regardless of the writer's experience, writing is a demanding process that requires commitment. The written word, whether it is a history paper, a field report, or a research project, creates a public record of our knowledge, our opinions, and our skill with language. Hence, we must strive to make our writing accurate, forceful, and honest. Discovering a well-focused topic and, more importantly, a reason for writing about it begins the process. Choosing a format, exploring sources through critical reading, and then completing the writing task with grace and style are daunting tasks. Despite this, writing is an outlet for the inquisitive and creative nature in each of us. Our writing is affected by the richness of our language, by our background and experience, and by our targeted audience, and by the form of expression that we choose. With perceptive enthusiasm for relating detailed concepts and honest insights, we discover the power of our own words. The satisfaction of writing well and relating our understanding to others provides intellectual stimulation and insight into our own beliefs and values. So, writing is communicative. In all forms of communication, there is a sender who transmits the message to a receiver. In academic writing, that message will be a fact-based argument. And in order to successfully deliver this, you need to know who you are writing for and what you can expect your target reader already know. In other words, identifying your audience is crucial. When most people think of academic writing, they think of thesis papers composed by graduate students and research articles written by professional scholars. Right, these are two great examples of academic writing. But there are also many different kinds of academic writing, from literature reviews to research papers, abstracts, and lab reports. The kind of writing you will do in this class is called academic writing because it's the kind of writing you do in college classes. Every kind of writing has a particular purpose and a particular audience. The purpose of academic writing is to explain something or to give information about something. Its audience can be your teacher and your classmates. The purpose, here we should mention about the purpose of academic writing. The purpose of academic writing is, here writers should be clear why they are writing. The most common reasons for writing include first one, to report on a piece of research the writer has conducted. Next one is to answer a question the writer has been given or chosen. And next is to discuss a subject of common interest and give the writer's view. And the last one is to synthesize research done by others on a topic. So, academic writing is the writing which communicates ideas, information, and research to the wider academic community. And it can be divided into two types. First one is student academic writing, and the next one is expert academic writing. These two forms differ in terms of what they are, the audience, and the purpose. The first one is student academic writing. This type of writing is used as a form of assessment at a university, or it may also be used at schools in preparation for university study. The audience will be tutors or professors at the university, and the purpose is to demonstrate learning. And the next type is expert academic writing. Expert academic writing, on the other hand, is writing for publication in academic journals or books. The audience is other experts in the same field, and the purpose is the creation of new knowledge. Although these two types of academic writing are different in terms of content, audience, and purpose, standards and requirements are the same for both. This makes sense. For example, if you are learning to drive a car, if you are a student driver, you will still need to obey the speed limit, stop at red lights, and so on. In other words, you have the same standards and the requirements that expert drivers do. There are two great examples of academic writing. This concept can be applied more generally to include much wider variety of tasks and objectives. As academic English is the variety of English used to convey research, so academic writing is a variety of academic English used to convey research in writing. That means there are many different kinds of academic writing, from literature reviews to research papers, to abstracts and lab reports. We should mention about 4 fundamental types as well. The first type is descriptive writing. Next is analytic writing. Next one is persuasive writing, and the last one is critical writing. Let's analyze all of them in detail. The first one, descriptive writing. This is the most simple type of writing. The purpose of descriptive writing is only that it provides us with the right fact and information. Second type of academic writing is analytic writing. It is very difficult for a university level text to be completely descriptive. Most academic writing is analytical. Inside analytical writing, we also include descriptive writing, but the facts and information you have told in groups and parts have to be kept rearranged. Sometimes these categories are already a part of discipline, but in some cases you have to create them. The instruction you have to follow for an analytical assignment is analyze, compare, contrast, and relate, and the next one is examine. The third type of academic writing is persuasive writing. In persuasive writing, you always have to be one step ahead of analytical writing. This type of writing has all the features that are in analytical writing. Instruction included in the persuasive writing is argue, test, discuss, take the position. The fourth type of academic writing is critical writing. If you want to do any research or do any undergraduate writing, then critical writing comes in handy. Critical writing has all the features that are available in persuasive writing with a different approach feature. You can give your point of view on any issue or topic in persuasive writing. But if we talk about critical writing, you can consider 2 points of view, including your own. Some examples of different kinds of academic writing. The first one is essay. Essay is a consistent piece of non-fiction writing. It aims to either inform the reader about the topic or argue a particular perspective. Next one is a literature review. Literature review is a piece of academic writing demonstrating knowledge and understanding of the academic literature on a specific topic placed in context. Next type of is research proposal. This describes what you will investigate in your research work, why it is important, and how you will conduct your research. Next is report. Report is a specific form of writing that is organized around concisely identifying and examining issues, events, or findings that have happened in a physical sense, such as events that have occurred within an organization or findings from a research investigation. Next type is project. Project is any undertaking carried out individually or collaboratively and possibly involving research or design that is carefully planned to achieve a particular goal. Next one is abstract. The abstract is a short summary that appears at the start of your paper. It concisely reports your aims, methods, results, and conclusions. Next one is coursework. Coursework is work performed by students or trainees for the purpose of learning. Next type of academic writing is graduation paper. Graduation paper means a student's thesis or dissertation. And the next one is dissertation. Dissertation is a substantial research project that contributes to your field of study. Graduate students write a dissertation to earn their doctorate. The format and content of a dissertation vary widely depending on the academic discipline and so on. While features of academic writing may differ depending on type, there are few traits that are common to most academic writing. First one, academic writing must be structured, evidenced, critical, and your academic writing should be precise, it should be balanced and objective, formal, and it should be structured. So let's identify all of them. Academic writing should have a clear structure. The structure will often derive from the genre of writing. For example, a report will have an introduction, including the aim or aims, a message section, a discussion section, and so on. While an essay will have an introduction, including a thesis statement, a clear body paragraphs with topic sentences, and a conclusion. The writing should be coherent, with logical progression through the cohesive, and with the different parts of the writing should be clearly connected. And next one is careful planning. Careful planning before writing is very essential to ensure that the final product will be well structured, with a clear focus and logical progression of ideas. Next one is academic writing should be evidenced. Opinions and arguments in academic writing should be supported by evidence. Often the writing will be based on information from experts in the field, and as such, it will be important to reference the information appropriately. For example, via the use of in-text citations and the reference section. So next one is academic writing should be critical. Academic writing does more than just describe. As an academic writer, you should not simply accept everything you read as fact. You need to analyze and evaluate the information you are writing about. In other words, make judgments about it before you decide whether and how to integrate it into your own writing. This is known as critical writing. Critical writing requires a great deal of research in order for the writer to develop a deep enough understanding of the topic to be truly critical about it. Next one is academic writing should be balanced. This means giving consideration to all sides of the issue and avoiding bias. As noted above, all research, evidence, and arguments can be challenged, and it is important for the academic writer to show their stance on a particular topic. In other words, how strong their claims are. This can be done using hedges. For example, phrases such as "the evidence suggests," or "this could be caused by," or boosters "that is." Phrases such as "clearly" or "the research indicates." Next one is academic writing should be clear, precise. It should use clear and precise language to ensure the reader understands the meaning. This includes the use of technical, for example, subject-specific vocabulary, which should be used when it conveys the meaning more precisely than a similar non-technical term. Sometimes, such technical vocabulary may need defining, though only if the term is not commonly used by others in the same discipline, and will therefore not be readily understood by the reader. Next one is academic writing should be objective. In other words, the emphasis is placed on the arguments and information rather than on the writer. As a result, academic writing tends to use nouns and noun phrases more than verbs and adverbs. It also tends to use more passive structures rather than active voice. For example, the writer was heated rather than "I heated the water." Finally, academic writing is more formal than everyday writing. It tends to use longer words and more complex sentences while avoiding contractions and colloquial or informal words or expressions that might be common in spoken English. There are words and collocations which are used in academic writing more frequently than in non-academic writing, and the researchers have developed lists of these words and phrases to help students of academic English, such as the academic word list, the academic vocabulary list, and the academic collocation list. We should avoid using the following informal usage. The first one, conversational and vague terms, questions, abbreviations, and contractions. Next, personal pronouns, slang, and phrases are also should be avoided. Academic writing, there are some principles in academic writing. First one, academic writing should be there should be cohesion in academic writing. There should be a smooth movement between the sentence and the paragraph. Clarity. Whatever you write in your content, it is very important to have clarity of words. You should choose your words in such a way that the reader is not disturbed. Logical order. Put the information given by you in a logical order. The movement of the information should be in chronological order. Next one is completeness. We should eliminate unnecessary and repetitive information. Always provide the necessary information which is relevant to the topic. Variety. If there is any variation in your content, the reader will always be attracted to it. So always try to add fresh ideas to your content. Next is formality. The tone of your academic writing should be formal. You should use the refined vocabulary and grammar for your writing. Don't use informal language. Never use informal language in academic writing. Always try to avoid dialect words and short forms. Detachment when you are doing academic writing, only at that time you have to pay attention to your objective of the topic. Do not think at all what the audience will think about your topic. When it comes to objectivity, we always talk about the main theme of the topic. Always write the information relevant to the topic. Developing your academic writing. How will you develop your academic writing? Given the relatively specialist nature of academic writing, it can seem daunting when you first begin. You can develop your academic writing by paying attention to feedback from your tutors or peers and seeking specific areas to improve. Another way is to develop your academic writing to read more. By reading academic journals or texts, you can develop a better understanding of the features that make academic writing different from other forms of writing. Here, we should mention about the structure of academic writing. If we talk about academic writing structure, then it is beginning, middle, and end should be perfect. There are mainly three parts. The first part is introduction, as you know. The introduction gives the background to the topic and outlines the content written by you. Next part is main body. Main body of your writing should be written correctly. Sentences should flow smoothly. Last part is conclusion. In conclusion, all the important points are summarized. Here, I must advise some tips for academic writing. Here are some tips which can help you to develop your academic understanding or academic writing. First one, understand the assignment. If you are going to write something, then before that you have to know what has been asked from you. Next is brainstorm your ideas. Brainstorming is very important for your academic writing. Do not start your writing until you have gathered your ideas together. Prepare and outline your ideas. Prepare and outline is next step. Preparing an outline is another important tip. Make sure your points do not clash with each other. The outline provides all the appropriate information in your paper. Next tip is language. The language that you will use in your paper, you will have to choose it very carefully. So finally, the most effective academic writing follows a process while each writer eventually develops his or her unique process. There are a few steps that most people follow when producing a piece of academic writing. These steps include analyzing the task. This involves clarifying your purpose for your writing and identifying your target audience. Second step is planning your argument. Next, you need to develop a main claim and decide how you will support this claim using evidence. The third step is research. This is necessary in order to gather quality, fact-based, objective evidence that you need to create the argument you will use to support your main claim. The first step is start and engage in the writing and drafting the process. No good writing is done overnight. It is important to produce multiple drafts and to both edit and proofread your writing. While it is important to consider things like punctuation and proper spelling, it is even more important to see how well you have structured your argument and the information in your writing. To sum up, there are many benefits of investing your time and energy in becoming a proficient academic writer. Academic writing is an important skill to master for a wide variety of professional and personal reasons. First, it allows writers to make individual contributions to the ongoing dialogues in their fields. It allows individuals a greater voice and ability to participate in conversations about topics important to them. Additionally, by mastering the skills necessary to become an effective academic writer, a person also becomes an effective researcher and critical thinker. Finally, academic writing is a marketable skill that improves one's qualifications and makes one a more attractive candidate for potential employers. In the end, academic writing is about much more than just the act of writing, which is itself not simply a skill but a collection of skills. In addition to putting your thoughts on the page, effective writing involves critical thinking, the ability to create a convincing argument, and the good research skills. So, here is our lesson. Finish it. Thank you for your attention.